The story of A Brief History of Time is not just the story of a book. It is the story of a mind breaking free from the shackles of a failing body to wander among the stars. It is perhaps the greatest translation project in human history, the moment the esoteric secrets of the universe were handed back to the people to whom they belong. The audacity of the quest. In the early 1980s, Stephen Hawking was already a legend in the cloisters of theoretical physics, but he wanted something more. He didn't want to just talk to his peers in the language of it. He wanted to write a book that could be sold in airport bookshops, a book that his young daughter could understand. At the time, he was losing his voice to ALS. He was trapped in a wheelchair, communicating through a slow, rhythmic click of a switch. Yet, from that silence, he decided to tackle the loudest questions in existence. Where did the universe come from? Does time have a beginning or an end? Is there a creator, or is the cosmos self-contained? Mapping the impossible. Hawking took his readers on a journey through the landscape of the large and the small. He began with the great revolutionaries, Galileo, Newton, and Einstein, explaining how we realized the Earth wasn't the center of everything. Then, he dived into the strangest places in the cosmos, black holes. Before Hawking, black holes were thought to be eternal cosmic drains. But he proposed something radical. They leak radiation, now called Hawking radiation, and eventually evaporate. He showed us that even the most terrifying gravity has an end. The no-boundary proposal. Perhaps the most inspiring part of the story is Hawking's no-boundary proposal. He used the analogy of the Earth's surface. If you travel to the North Pole, you don't fall off a cliff. You simply find a point where north no longer exists. He suggested that time might be the same, that at the Big Bang, time was just another direction in space. If the universe is completely self-contained, with no boundary or edge, it would have neither beginning nor end. It would simply be. What place, then, for a creator? The book that almost wasn't. The journey to publication was a battle of wills. His editor, Peter Guzzardi, famously pushed Hawking to simplify, famously telling him that every equation included would have the sales. Hawking listened, removing almost every formula except for the most famous one in history. The book was released on April Fool's Day in 1988. It didn't just sell, it exploded. It stayed on the Sunday Times bestseller list for a record-breaking 237 weeks. It became the unread bestseller, the book everyone owned because it represented a human being's refusal to be limited by their physical circumstances. Why it still matters. A Brief History of Time changed the landscape of science because it gave us permission to wonder. It told us that the universe is not a chaotic mess, but a structured, beautiful puzzle that the human mind is capable of solving. Hawking taught us that while we are physically, biological scum on a minor planet, as he once cheekily put it, our ability to understand the laws governing the billion light-year reaches of space makes us something far more significant. The legacy of the story. Hawking's epic didn't provide a final theory of everything, but it did something better. It lit a fire in the hearts of millions of future scientists. It proved that curiosity is a superpower.